You search for HR software. 3 names keep coming up: BambooHR, Workday, namely. BambooHR promises a clean, easy-to-use HR platform designed for small and mid-sized businesses. Workday promises enterprise-grade human capital management trusted by the Fortune 500, namely promises a modern, social media-style HR experience built for mid-sized companies. Seems straightforward. Then you dig deeper. BambooHR's full feature set costs significantly more than the base price suggests. Workday requires a $300,000 annual minimum just to get started, and Namely's own employees cannot update their tax withholdings without calling HR. Here's what the sales demos don't mention. BambooHR was founded in 2008 out of Linden, Utah. It reached $1 billion valuation in 2018. It covers employee data management, time-off tracking, performance reviews, applicant tracking, onboarding, offboarding, and payroll as an add-on. For small to mid-sized businesses between 25 and 500 employees, BambooHR is designed to be the HR platform that does not require a dedicated IT team to manage. The interface is clean. Employees genuinely like using it. There is even a celebrations feature that surfaces birthdays and work anniversaries to build team culture. But the pricing model tells a different story than the headline number. Time tracking, performance management, and benefits administration are all separate add-ons. What starts as an affordable per-employee cost climbs quickly once you realize the features you actually need are not included in the sum.
Base tier. Performance management in particular is described as basic compared to more capable platforms. The benefits administration module is described as immature compared to dedicated benefits tools. And then there are the support problems. Multiple users describe customer support interactions as unprofessional, with children and dogs audibly in the background during calls. There is a documented email security vulnerability where the external domain used for BambooHR communications makes it easier for phishing attacks to impersonate the platform. Sales teams have been flagged for promising capabilities during the buying process that do not match the actual product experience, and the mobile app has persistent bugs that have not been resolved. BambooHR gets the core employee experience right, but the add-on pricing, immature modules, and support quality create a gap between the clean interface and the full reality of ownership. So what about an enterprise platform with deeper capabilities? Workday was founded in 2005 out of California. Over 4,000 customers, many of them Fortune 500. It covers human capital management, payroll, benefits, talent management, workforce planning, recruiting, compensation, time and attendance, learning, and financial management. For large enterprises with 1,000 or more employees across multiple countries, Workday offers a level of configurability and depth that mid-market tools cannot approach. But the cost of entry is staggering. Annual minimums historically start around $300,000. Implementation fees typically run 100 to 200% of the annual contract, meaning a $500,000 annual deal comes with a $500,000 implementation cost. That implementation takes 5 to 9 months and requires full-time consultants, not just during setup, but for ongoing maintenance. For a platform that markets itself as modern and intuitive, the total cost of ownership is anything but accessible. Customer support is run through a ticketing system with 24 to 72-hour turnaround times. You cannot pick up the phone and talk to someone. Mid-sized companies report feeling actively excluded from the platform, with Workday itself acknowledging it is not designed for that segment. Some mid-sized customers are pushed toward third-party support providers rather than getting direct access to Workday's own team. The mobile org chart is poor. The interface uses jargon that confuses end users, and when the implementation is done poorly, the entire system becomes what users describe as clunky. Workday is the gold standard for enterprise HR, but gold standard comes with a price tag that eliminates everyone except the largest organizations with the deepest budgets. So what about something in between? Namely was founded in 2012 out of New York. Around 1,200 mid-sized companies use it. The platform covers HR management, payroll, benefits, time tracking, talent management, and a company newsfeed with org charts. The social media style interface is the standout. It looks and feels modern in a way that most HR platforms do not. Employees actually engage with the newsfeed, which is rare for enterprise software. For mid-sized businesses between 50 and 350 employees looking for an HR platform that people will actually open voluntarily, Namely was designed around that idea. But the experience behind the interface has deteriorated significantly. Namely was acquired by a benefits brokerage, and multiple users report that the technology took a backseat after the acquisition. Migration experiences are described in brutal terms, with one HR professional calling it
the worst beating in 11 years of working in human resources. The support team is described as not knowing their own technology. And the most damaging gap is in employee self-service. Employees cannot update their own tax withholdings or direct deposit information through the platform. Every change requires contacting HR directly. For a mid-sized company, that turns the HR team into a bottleneck for routine administrative tasks that every other modern platform handles through self-service. Deductions have been transferred between systems without visibility, creating real issues with HSA contributions and child support payments. Reporting navigation is cumbersome. Comp time tracking is not supported. And the integration between payroll and benefits modules has documented reliability issues, namely has a beautiful front door. But once you walk through it, the experience behind it is not keeping up with the design. Right, so here's where I land. BambooHR is the small business pick. Clean interface, strong employee experience, fast implementation measured in weeks rather than months, and the lowest starting price of the three. For small to mid-sized businesses that need an HR platform their employees will actually use without training, BambooHR delivers that first impression better than almost anything in the market. But the add-on pricing that inflates the total cost, basic performance management, immature benefits module, unprofessional support interactions, and documented email security vulnerability mean the full cost of ownership is higher and rougher than the initial pitch suggests. Best for businesses between 25 and 300 employees who prioritize usability and can budget for the add-ons they will inevitably need. Workday is the enterprise pick. If your organization has 1,000 or
more employees across multiple regions, and you need configurable HR that scales to genuine complexity, Workday is where the Fortune 500 lives for a reason. But the $300,000 annual minimum, implementation costs that can match the first year's contract, 5 to 9 month deployment timelines, ticketing-only support with multi-day response times, and active exclusion of mid-sized customers make it an option only for organizations with enterprise budgets and enterprise patience. Best for large enterprises with 1,000 or more employees who have the budget for a total first-year investment approaching 7 figures and can dedicate consultants to ongoing platform management. Namely is the mid-market social pick. The modern interface, company newsfeed, and social engagement features create an HR platform that employees genuinely want to interact with. That design philosophy is rare and appealing. But the post-acquisition decline in technology investment, brutal migration experiences, broken employee self-service for basic tasks like tax withholdings and direct deposit, support that does not understand its own platform, and payroll benefits integration issues make it impossible to recommend without serious reservations. Best for mid-sized businesses between 50 and 200 employees who prioritize cultural engagement and can accept significant operational friction in payroll and self-service. One clean but costly in full, one powerful but priced for giants, one modern but crumbling behind the surface. Every choice is a trade-off. At least now you know what you're trading.